Previously, on Talk That Talk.
Okay, nobody said we hated it. This ain't personal. I was pulling for y'all. I really was rooting. Some of it was good and some of it was real bad.
And real quick, shout out to Burger and Crucial Conflict and the family over there. All right, because I know you brought him up, Chris, so I wanted to make sure I give him that. All right, Justin. Oh, you good, Crystal? Before I let Justin go, because obviously he got notes too. All right, all right, Justin, bro, what you got for us, man?
I ain't even gonna try to be long, you know what I'm saying?
But you probably will, but it's all good.
I shared aloud to every group. I thought that because I knew this was gonna come, I just ain't know how it was gonna come. First of all, to everybody watching, I just want to say thank y'all for everybody who came out to the events, especially my event. First time in Opelousas, we've been Opelousas, whatever. Over 1,000 people showed up and it was lit. No fighting, no
I was looking for your videos, man.
Yeah, I was so tired I didn't get a chance. I didn't record much, but what I'm gonna post tonight is gonna seal a deal on all of this. But it's gonna be some of the better clips and some of the better highlighted moments. Because you know what? I know it's so many people that hate on this and hide behind like the tone and the quality. You never be trying to hear that shit. And half the people who be saying these bands like are criticized, they go into watching the video because they wouldn't come out and support in person. They would never do that. They're gonna watch the videos and let me get a depiction of it.
Hold on, I don't want to stop you, but I was gonna come out to the H-Town SmackDown because I remember we talked about it, but I had COVID daddy. That was the only reason why I ain't show up. I had COVID, so I ain't come. But I was gonna come. And then, as a matter of fact, the night that we talked about it, I called Quan and I was like, bro, you trying to go to this joint? And he couldn't go because he had 2 prior engagements. It was the conducting joint he had to go to, and he had something to do for the frat. So that was the only reason why we went, because it was my plan to go. I had called him. I told my wife, I was like, yo, we going. And I got that COVID daddy. So that's the only reason why I ain't go. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, everybody else. But it's not about. I have an event in Atlanta this weekend. Georgia Mass Band versus North Carolina. If y'all go to Atlanta and New Orleans, we had a big battle, which one of the going to be the premier battle. New Orleans All-Star Band versus Georgia.
July 2nd, right?
July 2nd. And the 26th, I'm announcing it tonight. 318 is starting a new band, Shreveport area Quine, versus 337 this Sunday. I just paid for the stadium today. But yeah, back to what I was saying. A lot of people just, they go in it looking for the negative so they can find what's wrong versus giving everything credit. And like, we don't get credit for just all these black people just doing something positive. That's not enough, I guess. Everybody who watching, who support the mass band culture, I really appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's just like, it's crazy. No, it wasn't perfect. It was a lot of wrong notes, a lot of bad stuff. Yes, I would say, but for the most part, first time out, I'm gonna give y'all kudos. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans All-Star Band, one of the best bands out this year. Shout out to Georgia Mass Band and everybody who participated. I'm gonna just say it like this. At this point, bro, it's like when we do something, us is like, you know what I'm saying? Our own people shun us, no matter what it is. But when those other people do something, it's like, it don't matter. It could be a rock music, it could be classical ballet, it could be whatever it is. They support it, you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people who say they not hating or we're not with it. We just saying it's all the negative comments like, damn, you ain't getting nothing good from it. I'm like, okay, it's cool if you don't like it because I'm a big person of criticism. If you're going to criticize whatever it is, I just hope you have something good to say, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, and Quan, I got on my schedule July 24th, I think it is, the what is called, in Houston. I will be there taking my notes and very critical of everything. It's like we as an all-star band. DCI, yeah. Another thing, just don't watch, man. It's like anybody who has something to say, bro, is like negative, like, and y'all know what it is. Quan, I just read your message and everything hit home, Doc. So what you said, versus the little preach spiel you gave, I was like, damn. Versus the post that was made on Facebook, that's deep. Now you know that what I'm talking about. That's deep. In Texas, y'all got a lot of work to do over there. It's deep. And I didn't know, you open your school up. I commend you for that, for being one of the ones to try to open your school up and help the local band. But the stuff that they did in the past, it shunned whatever you could do now. You at least you try. I commend you for trying. I can take you for trying to support versus everybody who have the power to support who don't support simply because it's not them doing it. We get down to the real nitty gritty of it. Go on.
But here's the thing. when it comes to Houston's so big that when that one person says, keep your hands off of it, when it comes to us, when that group, those directors say, keep your hands off of it, it's between you or your job, Justin. I'm telling you a conversation from man to man. I'm telling you what was said. Keep your hands off of it.
Quan, the part I'm giving, you tried. And I'm not going to tell you who put their job on the line for something that they really not that involved in. I'm not telling you to lose your job over the All-Star band. But what I am also telling you, Quan, but you tried. You see, you're one of the ones that I'm looking at band directors who I know bands garbage. You know what I'm saying? I never talk like that. Be the main ones to say. The ones who represent these schools bands be having 10 people in it.
Bro, before you keep going, I'm not trying to cut you out, bro, but that shouldn't be the justification of whether they should be able to have that conversation or not.
It's not. They hide behind that though. Listen, it's like what excuses, right? What you just said that. When we say it's excuses, we get excuses for having to practice 3 days in the park in the hot sun in the middle of the hood and put out a product for our city. You know what I'm saying? And all we do is get criticized for it, and they say it's excuses. They shouldn't sound like that. So the excuses that you attack me, I'm only gonna attack what you have. You know what I'm saying? But to the present side, All-Star band for everybody who hates on it, because that's what they just hide behind them. Just call it what it is. Some of the greatest band directors right now, who in the game right now at these swipe schools, greatest band directors right now, who band can't be touched, came from All-Star band. You know what I'm saying? Some of the greatest dancers, who the captain of these dance teams, who dance team can't be touched, who get the most views, came from All-Star band. You know
when you get a break, I want to talk about the auxiliaries.
Yeah, it's the culture. So the same way we talk with swing, what's ham, dog? You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Look, stop trying to. It's not fall band. It's All-Star band. I get it. When you talk about holding the tube the right way, maybe you can show somebody how to do it for correct options. I can't argue with Rick. I like Rick because Rick is bold and he stand on everything he say. He don't try to hide behind his comments. That's why I like Rick. But it's people who will say what Rick say, don't got the credentials as Rick. But always you can't touch Rick in a bowl of water. You know what I'm saying? But Rick, he stands on what he say, and he can say it. But other people who be doing it, I be like, so what you got over there? Rick at UConn, Rick doing that. Rick captain of DCI.
So I have a question. So are you saying that unless you have credentials, you can't have an opinion about All-Star band?
I'm not saying that at all. What I'm simply saying is, if you're gonna have your opinion, you can't be mad at Krista. If I punch you, I can't be mad at your reaction. I can't. You say something about us, but it happens when the culture comes back and shun them. You know what I'm saying? When they could throw the rock when somebody throw a rock back at them, or now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Have your comment. I can take criticism. I represent New Orleans All-Star band. I represent the culture as a whole. It's not perfect. You find me an All-Star. You find me a marching band that's perfect. And we can say it.
But we drag marching bands, and I don't see people being, well, one of them, people do get crawl up inside under the feelings. But to me, I don't know if the opinions of said people do not matter, then why so defensive? And I'm not saying you, but these comments have been out of pocket. Like, I've seen colleges get dragged way worse. Mm-hmm. And so we're saying that because you're practicing 3 days in a park in the hood, I understand that. I grew up in the projects.
You can't say you understand that, bro.
But
and have a keep going.
So that's what we should use to judge the final product. Is that what is being said?
That and damn, we can't get no, like, Quan, you understand what's going on in the water right now? Like, come on, Quan, you from here. You understand what's going on here? We practice in Holly Grove, 17, spot where I was raised at, right by the tracks. And it's not no like, oh, I'll get credit for keeping black people out of the street. Yes, I want that credit. We don't get no news people coming out here. Ask who pay for these battery bands. Just ask.
No.
Who fund this stuff? Because I mean, it's like it's also like, I ain't gonna say if you don't got anything positive, don't say it at all. But like, you can't respond. You can't tell us how the culture how, because I'm gonna start saying the culture too. It's personal name. You can't tell the culture because y'all not for the culture. Y'all act like y'all for that, y'all. But the people who talk about this act like they for the culture when it's cool, but they're not really for the culture. Because technically, it will be more so of like, I ain't gonna say you wouldn't have anything bad to say besides what Crystal be talking about the like it only take one time, the rape and all that good stuff, because I do that's some serious stuff. But like, I'm gonna ask y'all to start saying names. Can we just start putting it out there instead of throwing the racks out our name? If you see a bad man, call it out. So but the criticism you get back, don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? It be people just saying.
I have one more thing though. So this is on the internet, just not for us, the black people, the culture, for the world. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is that those people outside of us or outside of this conversation don't know that you practicing in 3 days a week in the hood. They're listening to the product. You know what I'm saying? And that's so that's what I think we're kind of losing sight of. The internet is the internet. And if anybody under the sun goes and types in band or mass band or summer band or anything, they don't have to look like us. And they pull it up.
You think we worry about Crystal? Even let's tie HBCUs so we like to do that. You think? I ain't gonna say. You think?
No. I'm saying it's out there for the general public, just like music. Music is out there for the general public. So you're telling us, and we understand you're meeting in the trenches. It's 100 and whatever degrees. We understand all of that. But is everybody looking at that clip gonna understand that? And if you're saying it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. But I'm trying to get clarification on what you're saying.
Here's